Someone once said, elephants are like people, only more so. That last part, only more so. It's both perfectly understandable, yet unexplainable. If you've had the privilege of being close to them, you just know. If not, then I hope this video brings you closer. Welcome to Mapungubwe. This is basically my first real time here at Mapungubwe, and I'm going to be camping for a few nights at Mazu campsite. But first impressions are that this place is just beautiful. Have a look at this. Just a blanket of yellow flowers everywhere you look. Kind of just in awe at the moment. Just arrived at Mazu campsite. This place is unreal. I don't think I've ever seen such a beautiful campsite. I mean, just look at this. This is going to be home for the next few nights. Shadows were growing long, but there was enough time for a short afternoon drive. Jeez, dude. No. Just appreciating you. I cannot get over these flowers. Now, I don't even want to put my sunnies on because it feels like if I do, I'm going to miss the beauty, you know? I knew it would be pretty here, but I didn't expect anything on this level. Arriving put me in a state of awe. I feel a responsibility now to do it as much justice as possible. A few days of bliss lie ahead, and I'm looking forward to seeing what unfolds. Good morning. It's time for the first morning drive. I'm so excited to explore this area. I'm just going to be checking out the whole western side of this park, which isn't large compared to the eastern side, but we'll take it easy, take it slow. There were lions calling throughout the night from all directions, so who knows, maybe we get lucky, but yeah, let's see what happens. out for an hour already, and I'm only now just arriving at Malutswa Hide, which is only about 3 kilometers from camp. So that just kind of puts into perspective how good the morning's been. It's just been elephants everywhere. Yeah, so I wasn't expecting this much water. There must have been some serious rain here recently. It'll be interesting to come here maybe later in the afternoon, maybe find some elephants swimming around. Bird life here is just incredible. I'm getting Pafuri vibes when it comes to 1,000 little things happening all at the same time. The bad news is I don't know where to point my camera, and the good news is I don't know where to point my camera. Just like that, they're gone. There's always one, and it's always the one at the back. What a happy bunch of Ellies. African Jacana. This place is just magical. moments like this where nothing else seems to matter. Elephants have this wonderful ability to make time stand still and bring you into the present. This journey has quickly become all about elephants. Naturally, I want to find the meaning behind that. A few more days should be more than enough time to find the answer. Starting tomorrow with the eastern side of Mapungubwe. Today we head east. I have no idea what to expect, but I am really looking forward to this. Let's have a coffee, get out of here. Time to check out the eastern section of the park, which I believe will be a little bit more like the typical image of Mapungubwe that you would have in your head. Baobab trees, beautiful rocky formations, the confluence and the treetop walk that are just calling my name. So I wouldn't come here expecting Kruger type of sightings at all, but when you do find yourself in a special moment with wildlife, there's a very good chance that you're going to be all alone with it, and it just makes it that extra bit special, you know. This is something I've really been looking forward to, the treetop walk. I'm sure you can hear the birds singing their songs all around me. It's basically this boardwalk that leads you towards the mighty Limpopo River. Well, that's a shame. Looks like at some point the river would have flooded and washed half of the boardwalk away. I was here a couple of years back, just briefly, and did this walk, and I remember it going all the way down there through those trees. I remember seeing a marshall eagle down there. It was really stunning. But apparently that's not happening this time. I guess it is what it is, but at the same time, it's pretty incredible to see the Limpopo flowing like this. This confluence lookout point is really magnificent. There's 4 different viewing decks, not a single soul in sight here. I'm the only one here, and each deck has its own unique view and vibe about it, and you can quite easily bring a bit of a picnic basket and some coffee and relax here for quite some time and just watch the elephants roaming around below you, whatever else you might see, and I guess just take in this incredible scenery. So as you carry on east from the confluence, the road starts taking you along the Limpopo River, and it becomes really foresty and wooded. I've just seen a couple of broad-billed rollers, which is just awesome to see, and I'm hoping that for a little while we can focus on some of the smaller things like bird life. Just a random quick tip, when it comes to bee eaters and flycatchers, even sometimes kingfishers, when you're photographing or filming them when they're perched and looking for something to hunt and they fly away, don't put the camera down, keep it there, because there's a good chance that it will land back on that same perch with whatever it's caught, or to continue looking for food. Can you just imagine the stories that this ancient baobab tree would be able to tell if it could talk? Things like all the generations of elephants that have come and gone and fed off it and, well, eventually stripped it of its bark. The droughts and fires and floods that it's experienced over the centuries. Or maybe, if this tree is close to 1,000 years old, it would tell us stories of that very first kingdom in southern Africa that rose and mysteriously fell all those years ago. I don't think this one's quite that old, but it certainly would have some stories to tell. These are just the kind of things that run through my mind while out in the bush. You'll notice that there's this wire mesh wrapped around the trunk, and that's just to protect it from any further damage. Elephants over the years have been stripping the bark off to get to the nutrients and water inside, especially in the drier months, because the tree doesn't have much time to actually recover. Eventually they start going right into the base of the trunk, and that would eventually kill the tree. A baobab tree with wire mesh wrapped around the trunk is better than no baobab at all. I certainly don't think it takes away from its beauty. It's still quite amazing. With my tree hugging ceremony fulfilled, it was time to head back west to the fields of yellow. One thing I have noticed, as soon as I've arrived back here, there's already a lot more wildlife to be seen. And I'm not too sure if it's just that time of year when the grazing's good around here, but this western section really has proven to be very productive when it comes to general game and obviously elephants and I mean, we've been hearing lions calling every night. I'm not too sure what it's like in winter, but we've definitely gotten lucky this time around. I thought I had already been fortunate, but nothing could prepare me for the afternoon I was about to have. They just keep coming. My camera's overheated, so time to just sit back and enjoy. I have no words for what just happened. That right there just sums up. Geez, I'm getting... I'm emotional. That right there just sums up why I love Africa so much. And this place, Mapungubwe, I love you too. I've never met an inauthentic elephant. From the moment they are born to the moment they die, they freely express who they truly are. That doesn't mean we'll ever fully understand them though. I'll be the first to admit that I don't. So I'm just about a kilometer south from camp, in an area where I think lions have been calling throughout the whole night. Jeez, I thought I just saw them. I didn't come here with any expectations of seeing lions or looking for lions, or any cats at all really. But when they are calling from one spot like that throughout the night, you've got to just give it a go, right? I did really want to organize a heritage walk today, but unfortunately you need more than one person to make that happen. But I'm thinking we'll just go with the flow and maybe even take a few photographs on this last full day. I'm gonna ask the security guards here if they heard the lions. Morning.
Yeah, we just 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, we just did it now.
This side. I think you can, if you are lucky, you can drive, but you can just drive along the road up until that bridge.
Cool. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Shot. I didn't have any luck with the lions, but it's worth mentioning that all the staff at Mapungubwe are just as friendly and welcoming as the elephants. Back at camp, I don't know if you heard that elephant, Jurassic Park out there. I thought I'd give you a little camp tour, starting with the little ground tent. I feel a little bit vulnerable in there at night, especially when you hear things walking around, but that's half the fun, right? Got some coffee on the go with my table, which is made for very short people. It's great for the lower back. So that took like all 5 seconds. Which brings us to the car. Woodland Kingfisher did that. I looked him in the eye while he was up there, and he pooed in my car. The workstation. Every day I'll transfer my videos over. Cooler box, which just has snacks in there now. Meat is depleted, so we're onto the vegetarian diet. Magic box, which just has some very basic camping stuff in there, all unneatly tucked away. And electricity, which is important for me, of course. My extension cable does not reach my tent, so the car is the charging station at the moment. One day we'll have a proper power station. And that's camp. That's Cribs Bush Edition. One thing that I should mention is that there is no communal fridge. So if you're here for more than 2 or 3 nights, you just kind of plan accordingly. Either have a fridge set up or just plan your cooler box much better than I did. I do have a vision I'd like to share with you though. This is episode number 1 of an ongoing series that's going to take us through 2024, and I can see myself on a wild journeys trip later this year, somewhere very wild and remote, with a camping setup that will allow me the freedom to travel to those kinds of places and do it comfortably and safely. And looking back on this moment with the humble basic campsite in Mapungubwe going, wow, what a journey it's been. I'm going to take you with me on that broader journey. So with this series, we'll be sticking with the unintentional theme that's developed on this channel, finding the answers to life's many great questions through nature. Didn't mean for it to happen like that, but that's just how it's gone, and I'm learning a ton. I hope you are too, so stick around and let's see what else we find out. Last afternoon drive, and I'm pretty sure you can guess where I'm going. It's pretty cool. I've been thinking about these elephants, and more specifically that encounter I had right here in this hide yesterday, where they almost moved me to tears. And I've been wondering why they had such a big impact on me, and why they have such a long-lasting impression on many people. And I think that does come down to what I wrote in that journal last night about them being so true to themselves and authentic and just freely expressive. It's so hard to put into words, but if you have been close to elephants before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially in today's society, we can be a little bit more true to ourselves and authentic in what we're doing and how we treat each other, and that's how we are going to have that longer lasting and more positive impact on each other and therefore the world. Just the other day I sat right here and I must have recorded a thing where I was asking you to subscribe about 20 times, and I still couldn't get it right because I wasn't being authentic. I was kind of like reading a script. Yeah, I mean, it's a simple one, but I think it rings true for at least myself. Maybe it does with you. If it doesn't, then that's all right. Doesn't look like elephants are going to be joining me today. Maybe they just allowed me the time to think about that. We'll close up the hide and spend the last hour or two out in the flowers. Thank you, Mapungubwe. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button.